When you say yes to everything, when you let other people's bad moods bring you down, when you hang out with people who have bad habits and complain just because you feel bad saying no, you are doing everyone a disservice. You take your power back and actually help everyone that's involved when you start implementing bad bitch boundaries. This starts with being extremely picky with who you spend your time with, setting up strong energetic boundaries with what you do and don't allow yourself to get upset over, and getting really good at saying no. If you want to create success and fulfillment and live your life on your highest path, you need to get really good at these things. So that's what I'll be talking about in this video in that order. If you're new here, my name is Sabrina and I teach creatives, dreamers, and entrepreneurs how to train their brains to turn their daydreams into their real daily lives. I do want to mention that I'm coming out with my bad bitch brain training that includes a high vibe self-talk rampage that you can listen to throughout your day to rewire your self-talk and to rewire your identity, all to mold you into the bad bitch you know you can be. The person who is winning at life, lives at a high standard, and is magnetic as fuck. The link is in the description to get access, and you'll begin to see and feel the shifts within 2 to 3 days. So if you want to recreate your identity from the inside out, I highly encourage you to grab that and practice it daily. Now, you are who you hang out with. When you think about the different kinds of people that you're around, when you're around someone who has really great manners, who's really respectful, really kind, isn't it so much easier to also be very respectful and very kind when you're in that person's presence? What about the person who gets irritated very easily and is very reactive? Don't you find yourself in that person's presence also feeling irritated very quickly? What about when someone gossips a lot? Don't you find yourself getting sucked into the drama? Or when someone's always complaining about money, the economy this, the economy that? Isn't it so much easier to just agree and accept the behavior? When you really pay attention to it, you will notice how naturally you pick up on other people's lingo and mannerisms and how quick it happens. You want to be very picky with who you are spending your time with. There's this neuroscientist named Dr. Tara Swart-Bieber. She was featured on one of Mel Robbins' podcasts and was talking about that it's now proven that if there is a friend in a group of friends and all of the friends are married and that one person's marriage is rocky, then that person is much more likely to stick through it and clear it up with their partner. Rather than someone who's in a friend group and all of their friends are divorced, that person is much more likely to say, screw it, this isn't working out, and get a divorce. And think about that when you have people around you who really love to complain or blame bad things happening in their lives on other people. Think about this when you're in conversation with people that only want their conversations to be on drama and what's going on in other people's lives. Think about this when you're surrounded by people who are very content making a very small amount of money, doing the same thing every day, and they question and doubt you when you want to do something different. And now everyone's on their own path. We respect that. Okay, we're not throwing shade on anyone here, but this is to say, is it really worth the cost to hang around these people who are just not on the same wave as you, who are not trying to excel on the same level that you are? They're not trying to learn, they're not trying to better themselves. And as much as you have tried to offer them positive perspectives, they just want to complain and blame for your own good. You can't keep hanging out with these people. It's like constantly eating food that is making you sick and then saying, but the food meant well, or maybe the food will get better if I just hang around it a little longer, as if the food isn't going to get more moldy the longer it sits, because that person is just continuing to spiral and continuing to talk to you about it and continuing to bring you down with them. And these could be great people that mean well at heart, and I'm sure it could be so convenient to hang out with them, but you are who you spend your time with. If these are people that you work with, don't involve yourself in the small conversations that go on. If these are people that you live with, remove yourself from that environment as often and as soon as you can. If these are old friends that you've had for a while and they're just not meeting you where you want to go, it's okay to step away from that. You're not a bad person for that. And I've actually created a whole series on friendships, how to go about this, how to manifest new friends, if that's something that you're wanting to look into. So you can check that out. But you want to look at, what are these standards of the people I'm around? I heard this and I can't remember exactly who said it, but there was this man I was listening to, and he said if all of your friends are making very low wages and are all in a ton of debt in 5 years, you will find yourself making a very low wage and in a ton of debt. When I was at the Dr. Joe Dispenza event, he was showing all the different statistics on the screen of how our brains impact each other when we do activities together, or even when we're literally just sitting next to each other, how our brain frequencies impact each other. Frequency is information. So this person's frequency, the frequency of their thoughts, the frequency of their emotions, the frequency of their beliefs, perspectives that they are emitting are colliding and morphing with your energetic frequency on an energetic level without you even having to speak. Put yourself in rooms with people who are doing better than you. Get out of your comfort zone and talk to people who you might even be intimidated to talk to at first. Let the people around you raise your standards rather than flatline or lower them. If you want to meet more positive people, do so on this video. Drop in the comments, drop your Instagram handle, connect with people. Let this be timeless. I don't want you to see this YouTube video 3 months from now or 3 years from now and hold yourself back from reaching out to anyone. Reach out to these people. I've met some of my best friends on the internet over Instagram. So connect with each other. And when you catch yourself around people who are in victim mentalities, who complain and blame and are just in low energies, you need to have strong energetic boundaries. Creating strong energetic boundaries is a practice, especially for us empaths. Hi babes, I see you. I understand how tough it can be to not pick up on other people's energies sometimes, but it is vital to be able to keep yourself in a high state. Because of course, if you want to kill it in life, if you have goals, if you have a purpose to pursue, you want to be someone who changes the world, you have to let your energy influence the room rather than be influenced by other people in the room. And this just comes with the territory of being in a high state. Because those of us who practice this mindset work, those of us who understand the law of attraction and energetics, we are the people who are guiding others towards higher ways of living because we have that understanding, we have that awareness. And we don't do this by telling others how to live, we do this by showing. We guide others to this higher way of living by example of us living our lives with higher standards, with us living our lives having more productive and good feeling conversations versus complaining and gossip, having that positive and confident self-talk versus having victim mentality and self-deprecating jokes. And you need to hold your standard of energy high and strong, especially when you know you're about to go into an environment with people who have low energies. And again, this is not to say that you are above and they are below. I say higher and lower because we're speaking in terms of energetics here. Atoms that vibrate at a faster rate or have a higher vibrational frequency, it's more light, it feels better, it's where we want to go. Versus atoms that vibrate at a slower rate or have a lower vibrational frequency, they're more dense, they're heavier, they don't feel as good. And holding this strong energy about yourself, this powerful, bad bitch, I am capable of anything I set my mind to, I'm successful in all areas of my life, means that you don't condone or entertain conversations that conflict with that. There will be people who will complain about their life and they will want you to agree or chime in with them. They might even get upset saying that you're not validating them, or say that you have toxic positivity, or will outright get jealous. And you know what you're doing? All you are doing is shining light onto their darkness. They have insecurities and doubts within themselves that they need to address, and a lot of times they won't be happy when you don't agree with their own darkness. And you say, okay, I see you, but you can do better for yourself. If someone can hear that and say, okay, you're right, I am actually making a lot of excuses for myself, and I have slipped into a victim mindset, and I can and I will do better for myself, that's incredible. But when we have people who get defensive and get angry and tells you to not tell them those things, it's not worth your time to argue with them. They need to sit with themselves, do the work on themselves before being able to get out of their own victim mindset. And it may take them a while to come to realize that, or they may not even realize that at all, and that's also okay. And to be clear, we do fully accept all of the darkness here, okay? We accept all of the insecurities, all of the triggers, all of that. That's how we integrate it into the life and really live a life full of excitement where you feel so alive and lit up every day. When I say that you don't want to agree with their darkness, it's more of a way of, hey, yes, I totally see you. I'm not telling you that you shouldn't feel this way. What I'm saying is don't let yourself sulk in it, and you can get up and move forward with this and do better for yourself. Have such strong energetic boundaries where you don't let them go down depending on who you're around. Be the light, and it will be triggering. And that's another element of strength, of being a natural leader, is being okay with triggering people. Because you're simply standing in your power and in your truth, and it's up to them to make that interpretation. And you're always going to be a villain in someone's story. So at least be a villain that holds high standards and influences others to level up. Don't fall into the gossip, the complaining, the negative talk. My boss is so rude, and did you hear what this girl did? And the economy is so bad. Everything is so expensive. Like, don't entertain that. I honestly will hold like a stale face and will offer positive perspectives or change the topic. I'll hold a still face if someone is being like blatantly rude about someone. And a lot of times I'll step in and tell them to stop. But hold that strong boundary to where people know what they can and can't say around you. When I do this, a lot of times the conversation will change its topic. And when the conversation doesn't change and these people are really committed to being victims or complaining or getting themselves caught up in all this drama, that's when I remove myself. And this isn't about toxic positivity and refusing to talk about things that are not positive, because there is a difference of talking about things that you're not happy with, things that you are working through, and speaking about them in a way to explain it to a friend of what's going on and to be like solution oriented versus just complaining, bitching, blaming, wallowing in your own self-pity and wallowing in how terrible things are. Know the difference and know when to exit the conversation. And someone called me out and they told me that they could see me mentally check out when they started to get really angry and upset about a certain topic and could tell that I would try to change the topic. And it was because it was from a victim mindset of, look how terrible the world is. And they wanted to just throw all of this attention to every little bad thing that was going on in the world. And they wanted to get really, really wound up. They wanted to get really, really upset about it, and they wanted to wallow in it. And they wanted other people to wallow in it with them. And I straight up told them, yes, I don't like those conversations because they're not productive and they elicit negative beliefs. So I don't enjoy being in these conversations. And then they proceeded to blame me for not caring. And now if you actually know me personally, you know that I'm one of the most, not trying to hype myself up, but genuinely speaking, I'm one of the most caring, genuine, generous, thoughtful people. I know that it's not because I didn't care. Just because you refuse to lower your vibration to a place of anger and upset does not mean that you don't care. And in the same breath, just because you get angry and upset does not mean that you care more. In fact, no matter what is going on in the world, or in my life for that matter, I do my best to be in a place to intentionally not get angry or upset, because that is doing everyone a disservice. How the hell are we supposed to make a difference in the world and rediscover our own power to create a harmonious life with others and with the planet when we let ourselves fall into a place of victimhood? That's a no for me. What are you letting yourself get wound up and stressed out about? Do people you talk to want you to be upset just because they're upset? Do you feel bad and dim your light when you notice that certain people feel uncomfortable when you share your wins? Raise your capacity for what you allow your emotions to sway over, for what you allow to bother you and bring you down. And this leads me to saying no and saying no often. As you do your mindset work, as you raise your standards and accomplish your goals and you go to the gym and you are only getting hotter and better, people will want to be in your energy. People will want to ask you for things. You will have a lot of opportunities at your fingertips. But in order to get to your bigger vision, you have to have laser focus. If you are saying yes to everything just because you want to be nice, your energy will be scattered all over the place, and you won't have the energy to do the things that you actually want to do. Yes, you can have it all, but you want to remind yourself of what having it all is. Get comfortable with telling people, no, I can't go to dinner. I have a big project that I'm excited to finish. Normalize saying no to taking phone calls or saying no to the extra work that your boss is trying to put on you when it's outside of your job description, simply because You need that time to relax. You need that time to meditate. You need that time to meal prep, to go on date night with your husband, to fill your own cup up, because you prioritize the time that you need to refill your energy and to feel great. Being selfish is selfless. And I have a whole YouTube video on that if you want to go deeper, and watch that after this one. Because if you say yes to everything, you will have a drained and empty cup. You are irritable, you're not in a good mood, you're not able to get done what you need to get done, you're showing up in a much lower energy, your vibration lowers, and now on a bigger scale, who are you even helping? You did all of these different small tasks to help other people out, and now you're drained because you didn't have the chance to fill your own cup up. It's amazing and incredible to say yes to things, to say yes to opportunities, to help people out. I highly encourage you to be as generous as you can. And I absolutely love helping out people in these ways, but not until after my cup is full. If there is extra room on the calendar. If not, then it has to be a no. And it's I love you so much, I fully support you, and I'm not able to help out right now, but I know that you're capable of figuring it out and doing it yourself. Having strong boundaries is sexy. Having strong boundaries attracts high quality business partners, high quality friendships, and high quality romantic partners. Having strong boundaries ensures that you hit the goals that you want to and live the magical and extraordinary life that you want to live. And having strong boundaries allows you to have a much bigger impact on the world. If you have weenie boundaries, you have a weenie energetic field that is easily manipulated by others or outside circumstances. And then you have a very weenie effect on the world. Okay, practice these things. Get really good at these things. And if you got to this point of the video, leave a flame emoji in the comment section below so I know who my bad bitches are. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.